Welcome to Xbox Uncut's Holiday Edition for Game of the Year. We're here the week of Christmas. Of course, we're pre-recording, but this is the week of Christmas that we're releasing this episode. We'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and hopefully you have a wonderful New Year. But to get the show started, let's welcome Tim Dog to the show. What's up, Tim?
What's up? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone. Big time of the year. We're wrapping 2017 up. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on. We have the wonderful Steph. How you doing today, Steph?
What's good? Grab your cranberry sauce and all that good shit and
That
get
sauce.
the stuffing. Yeah,
Yeah.
get the sauce, and come on down. Game of the Year show, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. We have Will, for sure. Will's the cornerstone to the podcast nowadays. I think he's the most dependable person on actually showing up, except for you and Steph.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me, and happy holidays to everyone. And thanks for putting up another great show and a good year for the podcast. So excited for the Game of the Year podcast, so it should be good.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And to wrap up for our guest or host this week, we have Jason. Welcome to the show, Jason.
No, I've been demoted to guest. I see how it is.
Yeah, fucking. Well, you're on, a sabbatical, for a while there. All right. Well, I think this week. It's not this week. This is this year of video games, and what we're really gonna do is we're not gonna do like this whole huge list of game of the year. Like, I think it'd be better for us just to talk about the games we really enjoyed this year, fun times we had, and then we'll have a game of the year. We'll fight through something. Probably Cuphead's gonna win that one. I'm already pushing. Already gonna push it. I know everybody wants PUBG though, but I don't know if it qualifies. But I'm gonna argue that case later. But to get into the spirit of things, let's just talk about some video games. I know I'm not gonna be the most interesting person in 2017 because I'm gonna list Minecraft as my game of the year right now. Now that the servers are out, guys.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know if it can't be mine.
Is it 4 years in a row?
Yeah, right.
I think so. Every year they release like a new version of Minecraft, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna fucking say it's Minecraft's my game of the year. It's gonna be great.
You're a sick man, Dustin.
I've honestly this year it hasn't changed. I've probably spent in the last week probably about 30-40 hours into Minecraft again. It feels like, and I'm gonna keep pushing on with that because I love Minecraft. But it was funny because I have a lot of friends that are actually jumping on and playing now, like playing on the server. So it kind of drove me down that path. It's not hard to drive me down that path, but it did. I don't know what games came out this year that y'all been playing. What is your number one game like this year that y'all have really enjoyed? I'm gonna start with Tim.
Game of the year.
Well, no, I'm just, like I said, we're just gonna talk about the games we've played. That we
Which
really enjoyed.
number one game of the year be our game of the year though?
Well, it doesn't have to be number one. I was just trying to hit the top of your list.
Yeah, he just wants to talk about
It's like
the whole year in review, kind of.
Yeah, I know you played a lot of fucking Halo Wars too, Jason. You've been
Yeah,
going
that
back
was
to
the
it.
beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just
been
giving you
a
shit.
good go-to. I know you were
To be
playing.
honest, Halo Wars 2 was a fantastic game. I think nobody plays it, but for those who do play it and you stick to the story and the cinematics and even just the gameplay is really fun. It's very strategic, but I like it. I really enjoyed it. But if you haven't tried it, give it a try. It takes a little time to learn, but once you learn it, you can get into it. But yeah, that was one of the early year games. There was Mass Effect Andromeda, right?
Yeah, there's that one. Mm-hmm.
So we
Resident
had that.
Evil.
Resident Evil 7.
Yep.
That was in January. And
Yep,
then
very
what came in April? We could do the whole year. Try to think.
Um,
What was after Mass Effect?
Are we just doing Xbox games? Or
Yeah, I was gonna say
Everything.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Everything? Yeah, Horizon.
Zelda.
Well, no, I don't want to. This is an Xbox broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that shit. Fuck
Yeah.
that game.
Assassin's
Well,
Creed
I-
Origins.
I never played any of those games, so I mean,
Yeah.
some of the games I'll talk about I haven't played too, but Sony had a tremendous year. The
Right.
first part of their year was record.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of talk, but I don't really play PlayStation that much. I play Xbox solely, and
Let me talk about my game of the year, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, this is a game that shows the Switch.
the Switch
right.
came out in March, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Switch is now our game of the year.
But
They're finally getting
Yeah, I
games,
mean-
though. It's a miracle.
yeah, I mean they've had a pretty good release schedule for the whole year, so that's to be commended. They have like almost a game a month, pretty much. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good. But yeah, to Tim's list, yeah, I would like to add. Let me see. So Resident Evil 7, Mass Effect Andromeda, Enter the Gungeon, Record Definitive Edition.
Into the Gungeon. I like that pick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a good game.
Ghost Recon,
Yeah.
also a big game this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one looks big. Like that one looks for Predator looks absolutely crazy. So they have my money.
yeah, that's awesome.
South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Ooh,
No?
brave.
I felt that.
Yeah, that one. South Park. Yeah.
I felt it was a big letdown. That game I felt.
I don't think
particular-
it had the appeal as the first one, because the first
Well,
one
you can only do it once, man.
Yeah, like the first one was such a magical moment of being like, wow, this is exactly like the show, and it's like one of the better episodes of the show. Like, this is all the writing's great, everything's great. The second one was just, I hate to say more of the same, but it kind of was that. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't have the same magic to it.
Mhm.
It would have been better as like 4 or 5 DLC packs sold to us over time from the original Stick of Truth. Some way or fashion would have made more sense than a new game, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean, there's also The Surge.
yeah,
All right.
Yep. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider, which like nobody played. Justice 2.
Yeah, I know I said Justice, yeah.
What
was a
Remains of
good one.
Edith Finch came out this
Yeah,
year,
shout
and
out
that
to that
game,
game.
and
Yeah.
I finished that.
that game's so good.
That's
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
completely
probably
missed
one
that
of my
one.
favorite games this year.
You have to experience it, but we might talk about it. I probably won't, but that game I think you should try. Well,
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to hear what you think about it, because what I think about it, is I'm a little off the mainline opinion of that game.
You know, like it?
Yeah.
I felt like it was one amazing game within a game that propelled it. I think that if it didn't have that one, in my opinion, it would have been. It was a very short game too. Very good with the achievements.
Right.
Interesting stuff. It was a good game, but I just felt like it was made a little. People made that out to be like the most amazing thing, and I don't know. I can't sign off on that.
I wouldn't say that. It's a good chunk of games.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
people
all
love it. It was like number 2 in game of the year, but for me, it was just I felt very short, and I felt really one part was really great. One of the games, but some of them they're memorable. It's a memorable game though. You have to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely give it a shot.
Also, shout out to Wolfenstein. Hey,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
came out, and let's see.
Call of Duty World War II.
I'm not a fan. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to play that one, unfortunately. It's a lot of games kind of like this year kind of passed me by because I've been playing a whole assortment of games, like both new
Right.
and old. So, and you only have so much money and time for everything. But that's why the game of the year stuff is like I'm never able to like fully do all of them. So that's the only issue But what we're doing, I like the format now because we could just pick, the stuff we played and stuff we liked. So that's
Right.
a good format.
I'm
Did
gonna
anybody
admit
else
that
play?
me and Dusty were actually gonna buy that game, Call of Duty World War II. Like we were, like on board, going, we're gonna need to buy this because they did what we said they should do. We want to support the right moves here. But then we saw it and we were like, oh, it's Call of Duty, and we didn't buy it.
Right.
We played the alpha or beta or whatever, and we're just
We saw the
I wasn't sold on
multiplayer
it.
and it was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's Call of Duty. Okay.
I will say it
Hitman
does-
also came out this year, the
Right.
complete first season. Yeah.
Yep, that's true. I'll have to try that out. Did they take out the DRM for that, or they still this still needs to be
I've
online?
only ever played it on Xbox. I don't remember if it's an online only on Xbox or not. I don't believe it is.
It was when it released. Yes, it was.
Hmm.
I believe they did take it out, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
You can now quote.
Do not quote me on that. I think they did. I think they had a huge blowback because of it.
Yeah.
They ended up taking it out, and you only needed to be online whenever you were doing the missions where like the created contracts, like you can make contracts, whatever, and like go and download them from other people or whatever. So I think that's the only time we really need it, or for the leaderboards. So, but I'm not sure if they're or not. So don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I might pick up that Game of the Year edition. I think it was on sale not too long ago, but I kind of missed it, so maybe the next sale.
Anybody have anything good to say about the new Marvel vs. Capcom that came out this year? Anybody like that? Or?
What was that? That was the
That was just
Infinite.
Ultimate, right? Or no,
Infinite came out this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ultimate
Yeah.
did too.
Ultimate 3, yeah, that came
Yeah.
out, and then Infinite came out too. Pretty sure.
I didn't really play it. I'll be honest.
What is it? What is it? Because I haven't played it, but I'm interested. Is it not the online game, right?
No, I'm talking Marvel vs. Capcom. The fighter 3 versus 3. That one.
That came out.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
with
Yeah,
the
I'm pretty sure it's out.
it's one with the Infinity Stones and Ultron.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, they mixed all the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's old graphics though, right? Like it's old ports.
No, it's new. I think I don't know if it's Unreal Engine, but the graphics are actually pretty
What's
good.
the name of the game? Because I want to look it up right now. Because I haven't.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, that's it. You've probably seen it, Tim.
I don't remember how I can't remember this.
Yeah, well, it got a pretty big blowback because the graphics look like shit.
Yeah.
Also, that came out this year, Tim. Little Nightmares. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
Tim's jam.
forgot about that game. Yeah.
Anyone care about Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale?
No,
No.
it's out of everybody that's everybody I know that's played it that's a Telltale fan. I think that's one of their least favorite Telltale games. It's not well, I'll put it this way: I played the first episode and I had no urge to pick it back up ever. It was one of those, nope, I'm good. And then from everybody I know that bought it was just not into it at all.
There's also a weird mix of the comics and the movies. It wasn't quite a movie plot, but a lot of the aesthetics was from the movie.
Yeah.
And even the tapes and stuff like that with the 80s tapes from the movie, but it was
I
very
can't let
close to
this
the
segue
comics.
go. Friday the 13th, the game. 80s movies came out this year. A lot of
I didn't play
fun,
that. Yeah.
broken,
I
but
understand.
yeah.
What about Tekken 7? Did anyone care about that?
I care about it greatly. Tekken is probably my favorite fighting game, but the game looks like ass juice on Xbox. It looks horrible. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's bad.
That's
It
the
is
thing
so
with those. Yeah, with regards to Marvel's Capcom Infinite and Tekken 7, those are the games that I think most people are waiting for updates, either with regards to the graphics, with the 4K updates, or just the content in general. Because those games usually aren't that great when you first buy them, because they're very bare.
Tekken itself is not just the graphics. The game runs bad. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's
Yeah.
just a bad game. It's like a fucking Xbox 360 game.
I totally missed this game.
Marvel's Capcom.
I totally missed this game. I have to buy this game.
I would recommend it, Tim. I think.
I mean, I totally thought this was still being made. Came
Really?
out September the 17th.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of games that came out. I mean, I don't know. I'll hold off until like more packs are out and maybe like a definitive edition. Tim.
Definitive?
Yeah.
59. Well, it's third. Download digital 60. That sucks. Buy from physicals 30. That's cheesy.
Yeah, I'd
At
wait
least
for a
what-
sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
want to- Is there not going to be a huge Christmas sale on Xbox this year? Or?
Well, there
think,
probably will be towards
Yeah,
Christmas.
probably the countdown to the New Year's probably. That's always a
Yeah.
big one. Yeah.
I'll pick
Now,
it
do
up.
we want to talk about Ark, seeing as it actually technically it did release this year?
That throws a whole monkey wrench into it.
Now, this is what I wanted. Why I'm bringing it up. If we include Ark, that means we cannot include PUBG.
I hate
because
you
it
so much.
doesn't-
I'm waiting for this.
No,
no, no,
It
no, no,
comes
no,
out
no.
the
Hear me
20th.
out.
It comes
Hear
out the
me out.
20th.
If we don't include Ark, because PUBG is a game preview game, it is not released. It is not technically
releases it.
officially out.
It releases
On
on the
Xbox.
20th.
Hmm.
Oh, it's gonna
on Xbox.
on PC, not on
I-
Xbox.
I'm a no for Ark because I look at that as a 2016 game for me.
Okay, that's fine. No, I'm good with that. I'm just trying to,
That's just my vote
call
on
on
it.
some lines.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's good with not including Ark, we're good. Like, I think
Yeah,
if
I'm
you want to
fine with
make a case, like you can make a case, but we'll not include Ark.
That's
It's
not
just it's
included.
going to work against anybody if we do include it and they want to
Gonna
get
work-
PUBG.
Well,
in there.
to me, I feel like if you include Ark, that could be my game of the year. It really kind of, when did that come out? 2000 at the end of 2016, right? Or
Yeah,
15? Was that this year or was that a year and a half? Or was it how long has Ark been out?
It's been like 2 years since it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it
Yeah,
technically
released, like,
officially
April,
released on the 29th of August
August.
as a
Wow.
full game. Yeah.
Wow, that just goes to show you with the whole PUBG thing that the preview is a long task sometimes.
Well, here's another way of looking at this. In the future, when PUBG actually releases, and you guys want to give it Game of the Year, you can.
Oh, hold on. Now the it's getting 1.9 on PC.
No,
like,
but PUBG cannot be Game of the Year of
What he's saying is
2017 and
When it
2018.
actually, yeah,
Like
when
if it
actually
wins, if we
released-
put it into the fucking ballpark this year, and
Oh,
it cannot be like 2018 rolls around. It's like, man, that
This is-
PUBG.
this is goddamn cricket with sports game of the year all over.
No,
No,
it's either
no.
PUBG. Look, it's either PUBG is a 2017 game or a 2018 game. That's what I'm asking you to decide. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, I was going to say it's a 2017 game just because I put 700,
Yeah.
800 hours in. it,
2018 rolls around.
but
don't wanna hear it.
but I will say that Xbox is my home. I'll ride with it next year.
Or
I don't
no,
know,
you
Steph.
won't be able to. Like this. You're
well,
gonna
you
kill.
have with
you have
Ark.
two-
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm saying with Ark, you have a kind of a statute of limitations. We've been playing it for 2 years.
Yeah, I'd say PUBG is going to be out before
is
E3.
that Xbox Uncut bylogs or something? Is that
I don't know. I mean, to put in Ark is gonna throw for me. I don't know. I thought about this today too. That was what's weird. I said Ark, and I was like, then because Ark was last year. I'm just so removed from Ark, and when I played it caught me by such surprise, and I really love the game. But it's been so long. So I mean, if I was playing in 2015, I think. In 14, I think it was
Yeah.
a December game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So long time.
No, I'm just saying.
Whatever-
So
whatever
with
you guys
PUBG,
wanna do.
with
only reason we're
PUBG,
even
we're
mentioning
considering PUBG a 2017 game, not a 2018. That's the only question.
on the PC. Yes.
The only
No,
reason-
on
No.
the game period, you cannot choose. It cannot
It's
be
been out
game of the
since
year.
March.
Yeah,
It
let's
will
just
not
go
be
ahead
game
and
of the year
2017.
next year.
I say include it, even though it's controversial.
Yeah, it's already.
But
It's
at
already
least,
been
I'll,
on
at least
the fucking
I,
VGA.
I'll take this one since we had cricket win game of the year when it should have never won game
Well,
of
it
the
never
year.
won game of the year.
Did
It
you say
won
something
sports
about the
game of the year.
VGAs? Do we look like Jeff Keighley here, bro?
Steve made cricket win.
Steve had an amazing argument, but
was that the Don Bradman's cricket?
Tim
Yes.
is still
Oh, God.
salty about that.
Yeah. It was just because Steve made a compelling argument.
he made a great argument.
It's hilarious.
All right. Forza Motorsport 7 came out this year. A Hat in Time.
Did we talk about Cuphead yet?
I don't think we brought up Cuphead yet.
No, it's a good contender.
Star Wars
though.
Battlefront 2.
Game of the year for sure. I mean, I don't think you can. They paid their microtransactions. They're ready to go.
It was Ruiner came out. It's an indie game.
Sonic
Ruiner.
Forces.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Good game. Styx, Shards of Darkness, Outlast 2, and Evil Within 2. Big horror year. And Raiders of the Broken Planet. It's an online / multiplayer co-op game.
Is that out already?
Yep, it's out.
Destiny 2 came out this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier.
Who's voting for
I can't believe no
Destiny
one's talking about that. If you would have told me last year that I wouldn't give two shits about Destiny 2, then I'd smack you in your face.
I love how they
That's
keep
playing.
getting in trouble for not talking with the community.
That's so weird.
That's bad. You know, at this point,
Oh yeah, I forgot. For Honor came out this year.
Yes, For Honor came out.
Oh,
early on,
man,
and
That
it
was-
died. It died a quick death.
Man, that was a good game, man. I bought it when it came out. I love that game. Or maybe like a week after it came out because it was on sale for $45 when I got it. But I like that game a lot, actually. Let's see what else.
Recore, I think I mentioned this earlier. Recore Definitive Edition. It seems like a cheat, but I mean, I do think that's the full game now. I feel like it's a complete game.
Okay,
So-
but
Load it back up.
I don't think that's gonna win Game of the Year. I think you can just go ahead and
Who
cross that
wins-
bitch off
who
the
wins
list.
Flop of the year.
Yeah,
What about
just
flop of the
spitballing.
year.
Flop of the year.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good category.
Are we gonna have flop? I thought okay, we can do flop.
I
of the
mean,
year.
if we had to pick, there's Mass Effect Andromeda.
I
there's
mean,
Battlefront
can I
2.
low hanging fruit? WWE 2K17, Ride 2.
Oh,
I don't think you can make Battlefront 2 flop of the year because it actually sold very well.
Well, when I
Yeah.
say flop, I don't mean it in sales. I just mean as in
Like in a
critical
general community reception.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th was a fucking clusterfuck.
Forza Motorsport 7. No.
Gran Turismo Sport, crazy to say that. Gran
I'm
Turismo
not
Sport.
gonna-
Well, I mean that's not an Xbox game, but you know what I mean. It was surprising. I would have never thought they would have messed that game up, but anyway.
Well, don't
Really?
worry. They're
You wanna
gonna
hear something
update
crazy?
DLC.
I remember the fucking not the skit, but like the intro where Tim's screaming Persona 5, and it just came out this year. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've already heard people like it's funny like everyone
I remember
talking
that.
about how it's a fantastic game. And I've already heard people like on Reset Air and stuff talking about how the game was really flawed and not great.
What's that?
There's
What
this-
game is that?
Persona 5.
Oh, really?
Oh, you can pick apart anything if you want. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
You see what goes on with even PUBG about how people making preview
It's
issue
always
and
3 frames per second, Tim. It's always
Yeah.
in that
Well,
mode.
I just think it's funny that how these games are perfect when they launch, but
yeah.
5 months after they're apparently a piece of shit.
Meanwhile, like games games come out and they have problems. It's like the gamers decide which they're gonna have a problem with.
Right.
Like Bloodborne when it came out, it had like 20 frames per second in the multiplayer mode and stuff, and it ran pretty bad. But nobody said anything. It was it was like okay, But that I personally think that developers shouldn't be under that much scrutiny, whoever they are. But I do think gamers use it as ammo, and
Yeah.
with
They
PUBG.
do.
With PUBG, this kind of blew up in a lot of Sony fanboys' face and fanboys just in general because
Oh, they were saying it was dead because of the issues. And it's like, nope.
yeah, they try to kill it, or they it was a big thing. But the thing is that the same people that were trying to kill it, they're so stupid. I go on Xbox Live and they're playing PUBG all night. You know what I mean? So that's just the gist of the whole thing. It's a game that you can't get away from. And you talk about Arc, and we're having an argument that well, not an argument or a debate if we're going to bring in the game, and that's 2 years ago. That's how long sometimes preview takes. So for Xbox to get this much heat for that I felt like that was kind of cheesy.
I actually got people mad at me about Arc Cloud not long ago on like the subreddit because I said, because everyone was complaining about how bad it still ran, and people were saying they wish it was never even released on Xbox, and I was like, it runs well enough for a gigantic community to make it one of the most played games on console in general, and then everyone got pissed off about that. I'm like, well, what's true is true. I mean, it's one of the most played games.
What
is it?
It's taken over. Some games can actually be hurt by that kind of stuff. Some games can't withstand it, but PUBG is really a phenomenon. You look at what's going on with it. 24 million sold on PC.
Yeah.
When have you seen a game like that jump off like that? I mean, World of Warcraft. You'd have to go back and really evaluate the numbers, but I think this is the most, the biggest PC release, or it's going to be the biggest PC release going down the line. This game is not even. Well, I mean, that might be a big statement, but I think that.
I mean, the only game that I would honestly say competes with it's Minecraft, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft went for years.
I mean, we're talking about no, but even the original first year Minecraft sold just like PUBG is selling. It's a phenomenon of just like.
I don't remember hearing about it. That was a thing. I remember
it was selling.
Oh no! Minecraft sold a shitload in its first year.
Yeah,
just because
it was a different time though.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. The sheer people of buying this, and for it to hit Xbox and even get that type of heat, where it just get totally overpowered. 1 million players in 48 hours. I can't.
Oh no, but I could definitely see PUBG selling 100 million. Like it's gonna happen. Yeah. Like PUBG is gonna. It's on the same trajectory that fucking Minecraft was on. It's just it's gonna be one of the best selling games.
Times I've bought Minecraft.
Yeah,
I've bought it 3 times already.
It matters with support and stuff like that, but yeah, they got some. That's the whole thing about this thing. This is an Xbox coupe, or it could be an Xbox coupe, and if they get this exclusive to that, that'd be huge for them. But aside from that, the game is just absolutely dominating the talk, and it's just like I said, it's a phenomenon. I never really remember a game being this crazy. And I mean, I remember Minecraft, but Minecraft was something to me when, like, I saw it 2 years later, and it's like on MPD, it's like 4, and you're like, what? And then every month after that. So, but even to be in the same breath as Minecraft and big PC games like that, it's huge.
Oh no, and it's funny because PUBG is just like Minecraft, as it's an indie developer that fucking figured something out that people love. Like it's not the only big game that came from a big publisher that sold like this is GTA 5. Like, let's be honest about it.
People are saying, wait till Grand Theft Auto has this kind of mode. They already kind of do it just by people making it on PC, like modding the game. This mode already exists on PC.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
it kind of does already. It's not like, 1 for 1, but it's kind of already there. It's pretty close. So it's not 1 for 1, but the thing, like I was listening to a couple other shows. I can't remember which ones, but. We already know that Ubisoft has already said that it's coming to Ghost Recon. And then when that game gets it, Bluehole's going to have to do some shit, man. They're going to have to change up some stuff. They're going to have to do more than just add a map or whatever. They need maybe a different, like, see what Fortnite's doing. They got their 50 versus 50 kind of deal. I think this game with the mechanics that it has, it can go a long way as long as they just maybe add another flavor to it. This game's debuted at number 4 in the UK already. That came out today, I seen. So it's. I think that it might hit number 1 in America, baby. I ain't even seen the copy in the store yet. I went and looked just to see what it looked like because it's a fucking box. I haven't seen a copy.
I'll be
They have
honest. I
these-
didn't like the fact that they have like retail box copies of this thing.
Yeah, it's like a box.
Here's the issue: is they fucking like if I send you through the Xbox Live store and it says, "Hey, this is fucking game preview. Be careful. Like, this is fucking rough." But if you look at the box of the store, it just, you got the small black line that says game preview, and it's like, yeah, PUBG people. Like, it's not, it's kind of deceiving on exactly what kind of product you're getting.
I feel you, Dustin, but what I will say about it is this game is so big that if you don't know by now that it's a preview game and it's a possibility that it runs like shit or it runs a certain way, then you just ain't been paying attention.
Well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe your friend just mentioned, this game, and you just see a box in the store, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try it." And he didn't say,
But the
"Hey,
question
it ran like
then
shit."
is, are those kinds of people actually that worried about performances? People think they are.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's
It's
the funny
kinda-
thing.
It's like
I've
getting
seen
into
that.
the Madden
Yeah.
thing.
Well, no. I would
They
say
don't even know what's going on. Like
Yeah.
those people. Like I heard that argument, and I agree with Jason what he just said there. I wholeheartedly agree that a casual is not going to be able to spot a frame drop. They'll just think it slows down, and it's really not going to bother them. The people that bother are the techie guys that want perfection, and when they don't get it, they see it and they can't stand it. And there's people like that, and there's people like myself who, when I saw slowed down in games when I played Sega, that was 14 frames per second, 10 frames per second, I laughed. But I always knew how to stay with the game too. I just knew it was part of the, the process, or a situation where the game couldn't handle it. So I don't really think that this game's unplayable either. So it's just
I'm not saying it's unplayable. I'm saying that the having
It's
a
not a
box
polished
copy
product.
at the store is
Yeah.
like I know it's not a disc, but having a box in a store with signage going PUBG, like it's.
I will say it's
a little
a
deceptive.
lot of marketing. Their marketing is like a AAA game, and it's not a AAA game. And it doesn't
I
have
will
the polish.
say, to be fair to PUBG, Grand Theft Auto 5 right now, and since it came out, also has frame rate issues.
Yeah, don't you remember when
Around-
Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
came out? The multiplayer didn't even fucking work.
But it's
I mean,
frame drops are
it's debatable if the multiplayer.
the frame
does
drops
work
in
still.
Grand Theft Auto 5 even to this day.
Oh,
are around
really?
what PUBG is what's happening with PUBG. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 does
Yeah,
not
but
run
Grand
that
Theft
great.
Auto 5 has a full fucking story mode. It has all kinds of shit to it. PUBG has a single fucking map, guys. Like, it's a single map, and it
Yes.
is really fucking rough. Like, it's not like, you can kind of get
There's a
used to
lot
this.
going on in
There's
that
a
map,
lot,
man.
there's-
Come on,
there-
baby.
there-
That's a
yeah,
lot.
there's a lot going on in, a lot of games, but you got to be honest about the product we're selling here, and that,
Yeah, but
that's
it's still
PUBG.
it
And
is still
when you have-
preview though.
I know, but who the fuck knows what that means other than the techie guy?
Well,
When you go to the store, like my brother does, he's not going to look at the fucking game preview. I wonder what that
Well,
means.
is he
I
re-
should
is he
stay
re-
away.
is he gonna have fun with it though if he plays it?
I hope so, but I don't think he'll.
Most people are
play it.
going to play that game and have a lot of fun with it. I think that people are just looking into it too much. I'm not saying you in that fact. I actually saw somebody bring that up today, and it's like I just feel that the game is a phenomenon. You have to talk about it a little. I didn't see a large scale marketing of it. I mean, I just saw a commercial. It was very funny on it. But, in a way, you have to kind of market it. And also, you have to look at Microsoft's situation. If they did do it, it's because they're getting killed in the game situation. And I think this was a game that they needed to kind of be a hit. And they were, they wanted to be a hit. And it's a hit.
Not
Yeah.
to mention, I think this is actually better for the casual to do it this way. Because if the game does have issues, it's not hard for them to take it back to the store and get a refund.
Right.
Exactly.
They can just take it back to the store and be like,
What?
this
What do you
didn't
mean
run
take
well.
a game back to a store and get a
You
refund?
can't take a code back to the store and get a
It's a
refund.
yeah.
Oh, is it just a code?
It's
I thought
just
it
a
was
code.
an actual disc.
Yeah.
Well, you
No.
probably could refund it, though. You could refund the
I
code somehow.
very much doubt it.
Yeah,
Like,
you can do digital refunds. That's something that Xbox
Yeah,
has.
you could possibly, or they would probably give you store credit It's
Well,
actually
when you buy a
something that
code, you're actually
GameStop.
buying money.
I wonder that's actually a very good question. I wonder what GameStop's policy is on that because if the
Oh, it's
game-
going to be a
GameStop.
no go. Like it's fucking. It's a digital code. You have to go back through the.
I'm sure though that
vendor.
you could bring up a chat and get the code redeemed somehow. I don't know how they would do it. Maybe they would give you Microsoft credit for it, but Microsoft.
I feel like they
looks
just say to go through Microsoft and then just have you go through their store. Like you're.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's like getting credit. Sort of like if you bought a game, like a $20 worth of Xbox credit, and then went back to the store. Like I want a refund on this. They're just gonna look at you like you're insane. Like no, you bought it. It's yours.
Yeah, I think most people could get fine. The one thing about Microsoft,
I'll just put it this way: like as a person that works retail, like refunding gift cards is like a ultimate no. Like it doesn't happen.
They probably have to go through
because that's what like
Yeah.
these game passcodes are just gift cards with money that attaches to a
Well,
specific
it's like
game.
if you got a Ruby Tuesdays gift card and went and got a mail, and then tried to go back to Walmart and ask for a refund.
Yeah. No,
It's like no.
there is probably a refund policy for these people. There is an easy refund policy.
Oh no,
with
I'm just
Microsoft.
saying it's going to be through.
But
Microsoft,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
if it was Microsoft, that wasn't like they're very easy to get a refund, and I'm sure that they just probably credit your account or they do something, or they have to have this is somebody that's probably going to say that it's unacceptable. But for the most part, I don't see that happening in mass. And I think most people are going to play this game and like it. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
You know?
I wanted to
think
have
the
our
risk-
mandatory
worth the
argument over
risk.
PUBG.
Yeah, I think it's worth the risk.
Because I think if we
losing
would have
whatever
glossed
player.
over that, like people would have kind of called us out on it. Like it is a problem. We get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue the point no more about it.
Okay.
But definitely not my game of the year.
Don't hate on my
Take
PUBG,
that,
man.
Steph. Take that. You
Don't
eat
hate
it.
on
You
that.
enjoy that sandwich. Not my game of the year.
Hey, you're giving spoilers away.
No, well, I mean, we're not saying if it's.
Well, you're crossing it off your list now.
Yeah, like my personal list, I would never vote for it. But that doesn't mean it won't win our game of the year. All right. What else? I don't want to just talk about PUBG all night.
Sonic
I know-
Mania also came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that. And
pretty
Super,
good.
Super Lucky Tale too, but I don't know if
Horrible.
that'll be in anybody's game of the year.
You said horrible. Let's think about this. Hold on 1 second. If you bought Super Lucky's Tale for $30 and you want to buy PUBG, come on, bro. Come on, baby. It's
I
like,
know,
all
I
right,
see
No one's
Lucky's
going to
Tale.
talk about the Crackdown Killer Agents of Mayhem.
man, that
Yeah,
game
that
died.
that
No.
came out. Well, you had you had Wolfenstein, you had Shadow of War 2, and you had Call of Duty,
Yep. Shadow.
and my potential game of the year, Star Wars. What a great game!
Was that a
Battlefront?
Frankenstein
Yeah,
reference?
I'm only kidding. No. You had you
I
had
mean,
Star
what
Wars.
Tim is saying is not game of the year, game of the generation. Star Wars
Yeah.
Battlefront has really shown itself.
A tremendous game. I recommend you buy 2 copies.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would recommend you do that too.
You know what?
If
I
you didn't-
think game of the generation will be our fucking flop of the year from now on. It's like the game of the generation. Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Was that your Young Frankenstein reference, Tim? To Wolfenstein? It's not Wolfenstein. It's Wolfenstein.
No, it's just
Frankenstein.
my New York accent.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Frankenstein.
Ghost Recon
I-
Wildlands. I actually really enjoyed this game. Like it was a fun co-op
Good game.
Yeah, like
a
I
really
think
good
it deserves a lot more credit than it gets. I know people were
It's
kind of
repetitive.
people kind of dropped it a little too quick, if you ask me. Well, they played a lot of it, then they just dropped it out of nowhere, like because I don't know. Like I know the Division kind of suffered the same fate of being like, "Wow, this is a lot of fun," and then people just kind of let it go.
I actually picked that one up again, Division. It's really good. It's the latest update. It's probably the most improved I've ever seen. Like a MMO. So I would give Division most improved award.
Game of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
not game of the year, but yeah.
Most improved game.
Yeah,
Most
most improved.
improved.
Oh no, that might have to go to Overwatch, bro, or Halo 5.
What?
Halo 5.
First
my
of all,
God.
Halo 5's multiplayer wasn't broken, so I don't know how.
Well,
No,
let's say
but
most,
it just got that much better.
let's say most enhanced game of the year.
Oh, that's a good one.
enhanced.
Well, that's a new one because now with the Xbox X, we have
Yeah.
to have that.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Gears
Which-
4 wins that.
Yeah, I was
you
about
know
to say
what? You know
Gears
what?
4.
That's actually a great category. Gears 4 is up there. Halo 5 is up there. There's some heavy duties up there. You know, I mean the 4K mode in Tomb Raider,
Yeah.
the native is really impressive.
Yeah, but
47 looks great, but I don't think it's visually
I
as
mean,
impressive.
You play a game like freaking. You play a game like what's the name of it? It's the Crytek engine game.
Rise.
No. It was the shooter. It came out. It was
Crisis?
what?
Crisis?
No, not Crisis. It's
Oh,
not from
Homefront.
Crytek.
Yeah,
Homefront.
Yeah.
Homefront.
You play that?
trash ass
Oh.
game.
That's
Play
Yeah.
that game. I mean,
That game is horrible too.
it's horrible, but it is
It looks
unbelievable
so good.
the way it looks. It looks so good. No,
Yeah,
but
looks
play
so
that
bad.
game. It's horrible.
best
Oh,
enhanced,
that's-
the best
put that
enhanced
on
game
the
for me,
box.
I'm gonna go on a little bit. I mean, Gears. Gears Act 5. If you're playing it, is the most impressive spectacle of graphics. I think of the enhanced thing. But for me, overall package of Killer Instinct really impressed me a lot. So I'm gonna go a
Killer
little.
Instinct looks fantastic.
I think it looks better than Injustice
7.
2. Injustice, oh yeah.
Oh, it
I
definitely.
mean,
looks better than this.
you play in 4K. Something with the game in 4K and that really
It
tends
makes
to make
it
it sharp.
really sharp looking, man.
Yeah. And
The
the
true
colors
4K
and the particle
HDR.
effects and
Yeah.
but the enhanced that should be a new category next year.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
we'll do it this year. Fuck it. Gears of War. Right
I
there.
would say.
Gears.
All right.
I mean, I think Dishonored is really good, and Halo 5 is.
I
They're
don't
both
think
like
Gears-
excellent.
You got to pick one.
It's a good pick. I would give it to Halo 5 actually. That's a really improved.
Yeah.
All right,
Really
Steph, where are
good.
you sticking your toe?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Forza 7 because it's the game I've seen the most.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Wait,
It looks
so
beautiful.
we have one Forza 7, one Killer Instinct, 2 Gears, and one Halo 5.
So Gears 1.
Gears.
Yeah.
Gears looks.
To
I
be
mean,
honest,
for the
though,
whole
Killer
package.
Instinct,
Gears is-
all of
yeah.
them look fantastic.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. No-
Gears is amazing though.
And Halo 5 pretty much looks like
Mhm.
a new fucking game. Like
Yeah, it's true.
it's wild. But
The only
Gears
reason
was
I go with Gears is just
Gears
the
was
amount of
designed-
detail.
yeah, Gears was designed to be 4K HDR, and it
Yeah.
shows. It's one of those like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit, this is a showpiece for fucking TVs because of fucking half the game's levels are like with the moon above you, fucking shining down on you, and it looks gorgeous with local dimming and on OLED screens.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well,
The
just
smoke,
like
smoke off of the bullets, like
Yeah,
so many more effects too that you see with the X version of Gears. And it's a snippet of what I think that you're going to see in the future of games with X. Like just they're utilizing all types of, settings that global illumination and all types of stuff like that. The smoke on the bullets, you notice. That Act 5, Act 1, the first thing when you first play that, if you haven't tried it, try it. You're going to be blown away. But you do have to see this on a 4K HDR. And I have an OLED, and it's something where my face just burns off. It's so, it really is impressive. So I do think that Gears deserves to win it, to be honest. I mean, I gave Killer Instinct because for me that was the game. I had already saw Gears at E3, and I was so amazed by it. And I talked about it here, talked about it everywhere. But when I saw Killer Instinct on the 4K, and I said, "Holy shit!" That's when I knew X was like a good system. I was like, "This is this is real deal."
Yeah, Gears makes me really want to get that 4K, HDR TV, because I'm still on the 1080. But it's really tempting to get the 4K TV with those games, especially Gears. What about the most improved, like non-enhanced game? Like I'd give it to The Division. That game looks absolutely amazing. Like with the non like HD, non HD, well 4K enhancement.
Oh no, I thought somebody got murdered on the back end of Will's mic.
Yeah, that was not me. I was like, oh, people don't think that.
Geez. I can't believe you guys heard that.
I'm worried
Oh,
now.
that was your Will. You okay?
Send the police.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe it takes so much sound. from the
Will,
background.
blink 3 times. You're all right. We can't see you, but
Just keep blinking. All right.
I feel like we ignored some questions.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah,
I will say this, Will. You say you wanting to add 4K HDR. There's one I keep seeing $328 right now. Walmart, Samsung, 40 inches, 4K HDR. Man,
wow.
nice, and look
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah,
Looks
send me a
good.
link.
I have to find it for you. Yeah, I got you covered.
Thanks, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the juggernaut in the room. Cuphead.
Ooh.
Fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Plays well. No,
Yes.
I take that back. It does not
I
play
still
well.
don't get how that
Doesn't
journalist
play well.
It does not play well. It plays perfectly. Like that shit is so
okay.
fucking on point on its controls. I mean, it is a disservice to say it plays well. It fucking it's perfect on how
I still
that
don't
game
get.
controls.
I still don't get how that journalist managed to not get past the tutorial. I still.
Well,
don't
I mean,
get that.
there's no helping fucking retarded journalists that can't play games. Like there's not. The fucking buttons are on the screen telling you how to do it, and he just keeps not following them. I mean, it's just how it is sometimes. You know, you got people that just shouldn't play video games. Like it's just, if you're not good at it, don't write about something that you have no such a enthusiast hobby. Like, I'm not saying you got to be a fucking pro player or some shit, but if you can't get past the fucking jump and boost, like.
Do you think the game was just intimidating? Because I remember when the first time I played Dark Souls, I was expecting to it is a hard game and I did give up on it. I was expecting so much more. So every time one little thing happened, it just seemed way worse than what it actually was. Do you think maybe it was just, you hear so much about how hard it is?
No, it's ridiculously hard.
Cuphead is the reason
It's
Cuphead is
ridiculously hard. It's fair, but it's ridiculously hard.
I'm on the third island. by the way.
I just want to throw it out. The reason
Hold on a second.
Cuphead is so hard is because it fights muscle memory. Like, you're sitting there going, oh, shit, that doesn't work no more. And you're literally fighting your muscle memory all the way to the very end. Because it's like, I get what I'm supposed to do, but my fingers won't let me do it. Like, I know I'm supposed to jump and hit X and do this, but it's about just relearning how to play games, essentially.
But at a real accelerated.
Oh yeah, they're gonna kick you in the teeth.
And they're very
doing it,
one thing about this dev is they're very creative. They know where you're gonna go, or they know where you're gonna where you might move when you become the plane, where you might take that plane. They are so they're like a step ahead of you. That's what is amazing to me about Cuphead is that they know where you're supposed. Like the game, they've made the game where you have to be essentially close to perfect, if not perfect, to beat them. And if you're not, you're gonna get frustrated. And with me, I'm at Island 2, and I love the game, but it's so hard. I play that when I go to the next boss, I'm like, how am I ever gonna beat them? But it is a true test of a real good gamer to pass this. If you could beat this game, you could call yourself a gamer. I don't care what score you want to talk or whatever you want with trophies. If you could beat Cuphead, you did something special, and it's admirable in my opinion.
And I don't want to just talk about this game's difficulty. The soundtrack to Cuphead is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, I feel like it got robbed at the Game Awards, man. That music in the game is amazing.
Yeah,
It won a lot of awards though, but maybe I agree. The music was amazing.
the art, of course, is beyond expectations. Like, it was really, really good. throughout the whole game. I mean,
I'm
I
glad
won't
they
say I
delayed
beat
it
it,
to give
but I
it the time
definitely-
it needed.
yeah.
And I think that shows a good thing for Crackdown and State of Decay and Sea of Thieves, that they delayed them, likely to make them better games instead of just releasing them.
yeah, not rushing them out the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to make excuses, but I'm just saying. I'm happy if that's the case that they did it, because it shows that they're actually giving these games the time they need.
And I don't
instead of
think
forcing them
Cuphead
out.
would have sold any more back then than it would have today because of it. Like,
Yeah.
No, they did the greatest thing by delaying that game when they did. I saw it in 2015. It was a different kind of game. They really came along in the next 2 years, and the delay helped them. And I mean, it's already at 1.25, I believe, million on Steam. So this game is gonna probably sell a ton, and it's a big deal now.
That's good, man. Cuphead 2 on the way, baby. Bring it on. Or at least some DLC. Hopefully we get at least some DLC.
all right. What other games have y'all been playing? Anything like that caught your eye this year? What was
Halo Wars 2.
I know
Halo
you-
Wars 2 is fantastic. I don't think we've talked about it. I think we talked about it before we started, but it's a pretty damn good. The fact that we finally got another RTS game, just bottom line, is awesome. But the game itself is it's really a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's restrictive because you can only build bases where they have areas to build bases. It's Halo Wars. It's not like Red Alert like that, but it's such a well-made game. It's kind of disappointing that it didn't get the popularity that it kind of deserves. But I mean,
I think it's a game type, and we talked about this earlier, or I did. The game, the story, especially with Atriox and everything around it, is tremendous. The cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, they managed to make interesting Halo villains.
Yeah.
First time in a long time.
Yeah,
And it's
agreed.
an RTS game. Like
Agreed.
Atriox is actually a scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I would love to fight against him as Master Chief in the next Halo game. It would be fantastic. Like if Atriox learns about Cortana and the power that she holds and wants to take advantage of her, and you got to compete with him to get her back. Like something like that would be awesome. Or Atriox wants to destroy all the AIs, and you want to save the AIs. Something like that. They could do. There's a lot of things they can do, but they really set it up nicely with that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I would mention Halo Wars 2. It deserves at least a mention.
Yeah, definitely.
See, I feel like there's something else that we're missing that's big, and we're gonna smack ourselves for.
I mean, we already talked about the biggest game.
Yeah, PUBG, the biggest game. Yeah.
No, Minecraft
No.
servers.
We didn't talk about Fortune 7.
Amazing game. Still playing it.
But what is there to say other than it's an amazing game?
It really got kind of unfair microtransactions.
Oh, it got huge. It never
Those
even-
microtransactions never even come. Is it?
Still,
Nope.
no. It
Still
doesn't-
not in it.
Yeah.
And for me, playing the game, the grind is part of the content. They're basically giving you that much content to go through and grind. They want you to see everything, and I think people lost that in all this. They thought
Dude,
they
you
were.
get free vehicles all the time, and
I
I'm not
know.
talking about cheap ass vehicles.
But
I mean, they're
even
giving you $1 million cars.
you're playing NASCAR, you're older cars, day-night weather, changing within tracks your weather and the lighting. So many things. And this game is, racing in Rio de Janeiro or in UK. The game is absolutely gorgeous. And I just think that really gamers again got on their high horses and they,
You got people like Jim
Went out-
Sterling and Boogie that don't even play Forza.
right, or just reviewers that just kind of read NeoGAF or Reset Era and basically form their opinions by what they read in the forums and let that influence them. The game is, I would say, I think it should be 88 Metacritic. That's how bad I think that caught on. You look at the earlier reviews, the first reviews, and people loved it. Graphically, one of the top enhanced games. Again, somebody brought that up. Yeah, I mean, you play that.
Where's Project Cars 2? This game that everyone was talking about was gonna dominate, even though it ran like shit again, like I said it would.
It's also doing well. People said it didn't sell well. Untrue. It is selling excellent. It has long legs. They did it again. They're $1 billion franchise, and Forza is, and it is. I felt like it dwarfed GT Sport too. Let's be honest.
I can't believe it outsold
you haven't
man.
you haven't seen
Cannot
any.
believe it outsold it.
You haven't seen any stories talking about how GT Sport outsold the Forza this year, or how GT Sport is one of the best-selling Gran Turismo games in a long time. You haven't seen anything like that because it hasn't.
Yeah, it had a lot of players, but
either.
no, I mean the game released in a very comparatively to Forza in a very light on content. There was 168 cars or 178, I think, in Forza or around there. I think Forza 5 had 230. That's a 2014 game. I mean, just it had its parts where it looks good.
I'm gonna put it this: Forza 5 had more content than Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah,
that was probably the worst one, content wise, I'd say.
Yeah,
it was. But Forza 7, it did a lot of new things. It introduced great things to the franchise. It didn't deserve the bullshit hate that it got, but it's still a fantastic game. And
still no microtransactions.
Still no microtransactions.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes I'm like, I want to freaking buy something because I actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I play the game and whenever I get the most money, I love the loot boxes. I like buying them. I like the ability to buy an exceptional loot box for 500,000 and actually possibly win one of the top cars or the clown suit. Like I like that. For me, I like gambling in general. I like the way the cards flip. So I understand that was a part of the controversy, but the real thing was there was legitimate controversy on the way the VIP was handled. They fixed that.
They fixed that. Yeah.
Within days, but right after that, they fixed that, and then right after that, it was all about microtransactions that big evil Microsoft, is trying to take your money, and they try to say that it made you grind where it didn't. The game is just.
It throws money at you.
The game throws money at you, but the game's content is so massive that why wouldn't you want to see the whole game? Why wouldn't you want to play all the cars? Why wouldn't you want to do that? That's what it is. That's what the game is. People say they want longer games. There's about 40 to 60 hours in this game. So just because it's a car game, I think it gets looked at a little differently. But Forza 7 is it's a contender for me for Game of the Year.
Yeah, it gets overlooked a lot because it's high quality almost every other year. So it's like it's almost like a known quantity at this point of like quality. So I can get why it kind of gets overlooked in that regard. But it is like one of the best, pretty much the best racer. I mean, as far as just like, I know people say it's a simulation, but I mean it's a what do you call it? Simcade or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you can make it an arcade racer if you tune it the way you want to.
Yeah, it basically comes down to how realistic you want to make it. But yeah, I mean, the only thing with me is like I didn't finish Forza 6, so I'm still like behind. So it's almost like too much Forza for me. So
Yeah.
but that's like, kind of my fault for not keeping up to date with 6. But yeah, it's always a high bar of quality there for the Forza games.
Going back and forth between them over a year. Once I get tired of Forza Horizon, then I'm ready for Forza Motorsport. Once I get tired of Forza Motorsport, then I'm ready for Forza Horizon. So
I never get tired of Forza Horizon, man. Never.
Yeah.
That Hot Wheels DLC is just
getting that update next year, January or whenever.
Yeah. I think that and The Witcher 3 are like the most anticipated enhancements.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be my game of the year, Witcher 3.
Speaking of game of the year, I think we should probably get there.
Yeah, let's get there. Let's get there. It's supposed to be a short show. Let's get there.
I mean, if y'all ready, I mean, we can do this.
Tim's not ready. Tim had to go real quick, but he can jump in, I guess.
So what are y'all thinking for game of the year? It's all. I mean, just put your cards on the table. Steph, I think I already know your choice.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Let me go ahead and say this shit. All right. PUBG, you see the numbers. Look at what we putting up. 24 million. We outselling Call of Duty. And on Xbox, we shutting shit down. We're gonna have 2 million by the end of next week, all right?
Think so?
I would not doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I know I'm saying that in the joking tone, but in all seriousness, 2 million by the end of next week would not surprise me at all. Like, this game is it's crazy. I bought it 3 times already. I bought it on PC. I bought it for my friend on PC. I bought it on Xbox. And I don't know. The weird thing about Xbox is the game sharing. What you can do on Steam, but it's different. It's not good. Like, yeah, it's not like console. So that's the only downside to the console version is the game sharing. Not a downside to us consumers, but to sales numbers. But seeing it on, I guarantee you the next MPD we get, it'll make it in December. It'll chart for December, even with those shitty looking cardboard boxes. Because I was gonna get one, just to have it, which I never do, which is so weird. But I just wanted the box. But when I seen it was just like paper, and I was like, nah, I'll pass. So when the 1.0 version comes out for Xbox, I'm sure they'll update it and give you a disc and everything. So, but yeah, man, PUBG. And if I have to say close second, it's definitely Resident Evil 7. I'm sorry, not Resident Evil 7. It'd be Cuphead. Jesus, excuse me. It'd be Cuphead, man. The game was amazing. It made me learn how to play those kind of games again because it's been so long since I sat down and actually played a 2D side-scrolling shooter. So it totally breaks the mode of any kind of just side-scrolling shooter. It's just not what you think it would be until you play it. You don't really know what it's going to be, man. It's not just point and shoot. It's way more than that. That's all I gotta say though.
Jason,
that's all I gotta say about Via now.
That's all I gotta say about
just Forza. That's all. That's your.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I would love to go like Halo Wars 2 or Ghost Recon, but Forza just stole it. So.
Well, do you have
Well, it's between Cuphead and Enter the Gungeon, but Cuphead it was fun. I really liked it. It's really engaging, but the difficulty is also at the same time a little off-putting. So it's not like I don't want to go back to it, but I like the game though. It is a challenge, but you kind of want to keep going back to it. So mine's gonna be Enter the Gungeon for this year. That was my favorite game of the year. So Enter the Gungeon for me.
Enter the Gungeon.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to play it now, man. I mean, you putting a little praise in there. Pick it up.
I mean, it's not perfect, and it is gonna have an update that's supposed to update, quality of life and a bunch of other little additions. So it'll probably actually be better by the time. Maybe if you want to buy it.
If it's on sale during this Christmas thing, I'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's pretty much mine. I played a lot of games throughout the year. A lot of them were like just like 10-minute sessions or something. So it kind of sucks that I can't touch all the stuff. But yeah, I mean the one that had my
Same.
most attention. Yeah, I mean it's tough when you have so much stuff going on. But I mean for the purposes of the podcast of the yearly thing, the game of the year, that's the game that had my most attention throughout the year, and I loved the challenge. And I mean the graphics aren't like nothing to write home about, but it's stylized pixel art, so it is what it is.
So is that your game of the year?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that one. Yep.
We got it. Finally, we got a submission.
All right, Tim. Where's your head at? What are you thinking?
All right. Well, I finished. This is my year in review. I finished. I play games like Will. I buy everything, but sometimes I play a game for 10 minutes and just, play it a little. Resident Evil 7 I finished.
Nice.
Little Nightmares I finished. What other games are there? I think those two games I finished. I played decent amount, not a crazy amount of Assassin's Creed. Pretty much tried Cuphead to Island 2. Finished Halo Wars 2. Played some Mad. For me, my game of the year is not any. Some of the games I'm going to get to, like Wolfenstein, but for me, my game of the year overall was the beginning of the year was for the full year. It turned out as Resident Evil 7.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That was the game that caught me the most, and I finished it. I finished it. It was very scary, I have to say. They caught me by surprise because I'm a big Resident Evil fan, and 6 was I didn't even play much of it. It was kind of like it left the series, and this came back in a big way, and I can remember when I was playing it, and then I first started playing it, and I said, wow, this is a game that I really wanted to play, and I think that they nailed it. I think it was a tremendous game, and it was my game of the year. It's kind of a down year. I think that, Xbox overall had a down year, but trying to remember who my game of the year was last year. I think I submitted it, but for this year, that was it. They didn't have that big knockout exclusive that I'm waiting for. The multiplats were just pretty standard, I felt. A lot of them marred with a lot of bullshit, like Star Wars. I mean, I got turned off to that. Overall, though, Forza 7, I think I'm going to end up finishing, putting 60 hours in. That game is deserves it too, but I just feel that Capcom did a great job with Resident. And if you're a horror guy and you like horror games, this is pretty much the best horror experience I ever had. I mean, there were times where I was legitimately scared and had to turn the game off. Like there were just spots like where you're like, you're gonna make me go in there, aren't you? And you knew it was coming, and it was as bad as you were scared that it was gonna be when you got there. Put it that way. They did a great job. So for me, Resident Evil 7, on kind of a down year for Xbox, I would say, for games. Hopefully this year they got Sea of Thieves, and they got Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, and probably Forza Horizon, which that's an early favorite to win Game of the Year. I can't imagine what they're going to do with that. So And hopefully they have some other games to announce. They said that they're going to be working on that, so I definitely think that they need to start pumping out the games. I play like any Xbox game usually comes out. I'll play. I finished Quantum Break. I played the hell out of Recore, but I'm still grinding. But when they have a down year, I definitely see myself gaming less. So, like overall, looking at the year review, very top heavy. Halo Wars 2 was very good. Resident Evil 7, and then there was just nothing. And then there was Cuphead, which was unbelievable. A little tough for me. I'm going to try to finish it. Forza 7, which did its job. Good game. And I can't judge on PUBG, but I can tell you that it's the game with the most impact by far this year, bar none. And Microsoft should be trying to get a deal with them, in my opinion. I can only imagine with the PUBG 2 would be with a different engine and optimized engine, Unreal 4, made for this, using cloud compute, that type of stuff. Because I think PUBG established themselves as the battle royale leader. And I just think they just need to keep pushing ahead, and I think Microsoft's a perfect partner with them. I think that they can help make these games, make a Battleground 2 so much more.
Yeah, I mean, love or hate Microsoft, they know how to do an online game.
Yeah,
unlike other big first parties, like Nintendo's not doing an online game.
Yeah.
Sony hasn't figured out online games, and they've tried really.
Yeah.
I'm not even I'm not even trying to be
Sure.
funny. I mean, they just have not been able to crack that egg yet.
Right.
While Microsoft has a good team in place, they have the support teams to help a publisher really
Exactly.
push an online game. Like I said, I'm not going after Sony about that. It's just they haven't cracked the code yet. Like, they're going to eventually one day. I mean, they just have not been able to get the same kind of audience as like a Halo or a Gears or anything like that. They all they rely heavily on third party multiplayer games.
Well, they actually did have a game come out this year, exclusive online only game. Was it Drawn to Death?
GT Sport.
Oh, let's not count GT Sport.
That is an online only multiplayer game.
Not anymore. They actually updated it and took all that shit out.
No,
Did they really?
It's still basically online only. All the content in the game is online.
They didn't fix it. They put out a damn.
No, they didn't add.
It looked like Microsoft.
They didn't add a single player career mode or anything.
No, they look like Microsoft in 2013. They put out a big ass message.
Oh no, they said DLC's coming one day. They haven't done it yet.
They said we've listened to our fans and we heard you, and we're releasing blah 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 blah.
Well, no. So far, what they released is if you do the tutorial shit that we created before, you can now save it while you're in offline mode. Like, that's what they've done so far to fix it. Like, they haven't actually gone out of their way to fix it. Like, it still has a ways to go.
I just wanted to say, because I'm going to finalize my thoughts on my game of the year. I forgot this game, but I played Edith Finch. These came back to me. Edith Finch, I gave it like an 8 or 7.5. I went into it earlier in the show why it didn't hit me as well as it did others. But Little Nightmares, now, that game was a real pleasant surprise. I would think that I'm going to put that at number 2 for Game of the Year, and Forza 7 at 3. Because Little Nightmares was pretty special to me. It just came out, and I was like, that's out. And I said, that game looks insane. And the game was insane. So if you haven't played Little Nightmares, it is a tremendous game. It's a platformer, very deep, and a lot of funny moments, just like what the fuck moments, excuse my language, but that game really is you play mental gymnastics in that game. So I have to say that it was a great game, and I'm glad that I remembered that, because that's pretty much my year in review. I've been playing a lot of enhanced games too, so
both Resident Evil and Little Nightmares have I think Game of the Year editions right now. Resident Evil has a gold edition, which has all the DLC. They all came out recently. The Chris Redfield stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was pissed they didn't have the update for
Mm.
Xbox. I hope they
Yeah.
get the update because I will definitely revisit that game on X.
Yeah, me too. And the Little Nightmares has DLC too. A whole bunch of it too. It's like surprisingly for that type of game. So, I think they have a season pass. So hopefully I'll grab that at some point. But yeah, those are good picks. Good picks, Tim.
So Tim, what did you actually settle on?
I settled on my final mission, and I actually thought about this today. So I knew about this. Was Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
We have a
That's
five-way
nice.
tie.
All right. Well, no, I haven't given my game of the year.
Well,
I mean,
you can break the tie,
Ah.
but I'm betting you're not because you're not going with any of the ones that's already said.
well, I'd like to bring up a game we haven't talked about yet at all.
Like I said.
And it is a wonderful game. People forget about them.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh no, Horizon Zero Dawn's game of the generation for sure. But we're not talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. We're talking about a game that's close to my heart. Something that I've done. Persona 5. I can't do it like Tim. I'm sorry. I wish I could. But Jackbox Party Pack 4. I mean, this year has been the year of playing games with friends. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. Ark is no. My game of the year, honestly, it's gonna have to be Assassin's Creed Origins.
Wow.
I think it's a gorgeous game. It plays. I love the story. I don't think I would have fucking ever
Pretty
been
damn
able
good
to
game.
say.
I can't believe
like,
we forgot to talk about that.
I am shocked that that this is my game of the year. Like did not think I would ever say an Assassin's Creed game is my game of the year again. Like this is reminding me of like Assassin's Creed 2 in quality, like where it's just like it's hitting every stride perfectly. It knows how to sell you onto the Assassin's Creed universe. It has a strong protagonist. It has fucking great soundtrack, and fucking everything works in this game. I think it's underrated essentially because even like when we're talking about this, like we haven't even brought it up honestly, and it deserves to be mentioned just on how well it's crafted.
Yeah, it's beautiful on Xbox.
All right, so I'm
The
gonna
Xbox
vote.
One X, it looks so good.
All right, so if I'm making a poll on Twitter, and it was the Xbox Uncut Game of the Year selections. Tiebreaker. Do you guys are you okay with that, or how are we
that's
gonna?
fine with me.
You
can.
All right, we have 4 people,
It has to be
right?
quick.
No, it's 5 of us here
Five.
right now, I think.
No, how it's 5?
Yeah. It's 5 of us here.
Well, we can probably cut some of these out.
I would defer to Resident Evil 7 just because that was actually in my top 3.
Wait, who's the 5 people here? Let's can't call it out.
Me.
Will, Jason, Dustin, you.
Shit. Right. Then we can't do this. We have a first ever 5-way tie.
That's what we're gonna name the podcast. 5-way tie.
That's what
I'm fine with that, honestly, because it really shows how varied and good this year was.
Yeah.
This is a great year for games, man. Just a bad year for just first party.
I mean, Resident Evil
Yeah.
7's fantastic. Assassin's Creed Origins fantastic.
Yeah.
South Park, even if it wasn't as good as the first one's fantastic. Forza 7's
Phil,
fantastic.
I can definitely tell you,
PUBG.
Phil he finished Assassin's Creed. He loves Assassin's Creed. That might be his game of the year, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I wonder if that's his game of the year. But he finished that game. He loved that game. So Assassin's Creed Origin, a lot of people love that game. A lot of people post a lot of screenshots of that game. A lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have.
Hopefully that bodes well for a Fable game in the future of that ilk, so hopefully.
All right. Does anybody? Do we want to argue over this? Come down to
I don't
one.
think
I
there's
really
much
wanna-
of a way to argue. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just-
moving from Forza 7.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not
Yeah.
moving from PUBG is still that's my game, man. God damn it.
I don't think Will's moving. Neither is Tim.
Yeah, so the Gungeon's too good.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
I'm
like.
going to play that game tonight. I remember playing it and getting frustrated with it, but I loved it. The weird thing about that game is that isn't it dynamically you never go to the same room, like it always
Right.
changes. Like
Yeah.
it's never the same, right?
Yeah, it's procedurally generated. Yeah, you're right.
Procedurally generated, correct.
Yeah, so that's cool.
So-
Hey guys, I got an idea. Sorry, I know I interrupted you. We could be like one of those shows that does like clickbait and say you'll never believe the twist at the end for this podcast.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
5-way tie. It gets everyone listening, and
Yeah.
we don't have a way to. If it was 4 people, we could do the Twitter thing. If it's 5, it knocks that out. And then what can you do? Everyone has their own opinion. It holds the same weight. So we're gonna do 5-way tie. It's a first, but unless somebody is swayed.
Well, Steph, what was yours again?
It was PUBG, but
PUBG.
I mean, Tim he's kind of convincing me to go with Resident Evil 7. I fucking love Resident Evil 7. Haven't played the Chris Redfield DLC yet because it takes place right after the end of the game apparently, and I don't want to spoil too much myself.
Yeah.
I had to put that shit down.
Stop ruining our 5-way tie.
No, that game was honestly, it scared the shit out of me at times. Like there were times where I was just like, "Fuck this, dude." I'm like, there was one night I remember I played it, and I think my wife wasn't home. And you know how like sometimes like it's like 3 a.m. Sometimes you spook yourself. Have you ever spooked yourself? You think about something scary, and then like every little noise would like be exemplified. Like, what's that? So I got in one of those things where I was like visibly, it was dark, and I was like, this game's bugging me out, and I was like really scared. And there was a part, and I just said, and I never did this. I said, "No, not doing it." I just did that. I always just turned the whole thing off, and like I was like, I'm gonna watch something happy. But that's how dark that game was, and that's how
Yeah, man.
it was really people don't play that game because it scares people who are just like, no, I'll never touch that. But it was my game of the year. So, but we have to have a 5-way tie. You can't switch your thing
All right, that's cool.
because you paid more. You paid 800 hours of PUBG anyway.
Hear somebody else
Let's be
say
honest.
that, man.
Not to
Jesus
mention you
Christ.
argued for it to be counted this
I
year.
did,
Yeah.
man. I do love Forza 7. Forza 7.
You
Resident
do
Evil.
love 4-7.
I do like Forza, but I do love fucking Resident Evil 7 with the zombie cars in it. So
Year
it's
of the
called
Sevens.
Resident Evil Forza 7.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Resident Motorsport 7.
Houses
I don't know.
driving. Houses is driving and shit.
Yeah, I feel like it could have gone like if we all played like all the same games. I feel like maybe it could have been between like Origins versus like Resident Evil 7. I think that could have been like
Yeah.
one of the some
Face
alternate future. Yeah, face off.
Well, I would ask Phil, but he didn't play Resident Evil 7. He told me, he said no way. He's like, no way.
If I
You don't
could,
like scary games.
Phil to sit down.
That's funny.
Oh, that's why we don't. That's why we never gonna get a Condemned 3, motherfucker.
So he can't be the tiebreaker. So we're really at this point we just have to go 5-way tie and make a really bad clickbait title, like really egregious. Like
Or we could,
You'll never believe what
we,
this
we
development
can watch this podcast to cure yourself, or just like just something that off crazy, amazing discovery.
or maybe we can use Steve as a
Amazing.
lifeline.
Yeah. He could be the 5th decision where you could have a panel of Steve, Vern.
He gonna phone in Cricket to him and piss you off.
I don't know. It'll take
Yeah.
like a year, but we can ask Eric also. He might reply.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
okay, so that's the 3. You have Vern, Steve, and Eric. They could be the deciding factor. They have 5 choices. And then that's what we could do it that way, or we could just go with the 5-way tie with the
5-way
clickbait
tie.
title.
I think,
5-way
5-way tie.
5-way tie. The name of the show: 5-way tie with clickbait title. Game of the Year edition.
Yeah,
You'll
that
never
works.
believe what happens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's pretty interesting. It's just how everyone's varied.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I
It
like it.
says that we're not being paid by companies, so there's that.
I think
Well, I
one
just-
one year, Witcher 3 won 1 year on the show, and that was like a definitive thing. I mean, I had played the game and I hadn't finished it, but I still voted for it too. You know, we all made cases, but Witcher 3 was like a clear winner.
It's a game of the year every year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Fucking
strong
love that game.
chance.
What was last year's game of the year?
What was it? It was
I remember you. I couldn't make it, and you guys sent me a DM to be my vote would be counted.
I think it wasn't Quantum Break or was it
Oh yeah.
Was
I
it
think
Quantum?
I think it might have been Quantum Break, but I have to double check.
I have to go back.
Yeah, that or Forza Horizon 3. It might have been 3 though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Forza Horizon 3. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or Gears 4, because Gears 4.
Yeah, no, I think it was Forza Horizon 3. I think that's who I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Forza in Japan next year, man.
Oh man, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
The game, Forza Horizon 3 deserved to get real Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that game was unbelievable. And I have news for you. The deal when they enhance this game and you're playing this on X, your face is gonna blow off. I mean, it's
With Horizon,
it's
yeah.
gonna be 4K native too, and they're gonna make it. They're gonna give it a shine. So
Oh man.
wonder
Why
if it
they're
would
taking
be
their
cool
time.
if it was 1080 60.
Yeah,
It would
man,
be
that'd be
cool
awesome.
if they had that option. If they had that option for that game, that'd be really impressive.
Yeah, like a performance mode, like years, like
Yeah.
unlocked. Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that's why with some of these enhanced games, I'm happy that they're taking their time. You know, they didn't want to just, Injustice 2 came out day one and it wasn't a big deal, like a big difference. But you look at some of the others, when they spend time on these enhanced games, they really improve them.
Yeah, like the Shadow of War and let me see what else. And Gears are like I think one of the better like alternative like mode versions. Like they have so much good like modes and stuff, which is awesome. Like high quality.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think we're good.
I think we are too.
Well, I want to do one last bit before we end the show. What is your most anticipated game for next year? You don't have to
Good
get
one.
so long.
Oh my god.
Forza Horizon 4 for me.
I'm gonna say
This is-
Sea of Thieves is probably what I'm most looking forward to, just because it's gonna be fun to play with all of y'all.
Yeah.
Looks
Well-
like it's a fun game.
A known quantity, I would say Crackdown 3. State of Decay is really good too, but Crackdown's like I just want to play that game already. Like it's such like it's an open world, like superhero-ish, like ultra colorful, co-op gameplay. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully the multiplayer will be everything Tim's hyped up for.
I don't know if it's coming true now. I mean, that game,
Man.
they don't talk about it at all.
Yeah, man. I do have to wonder, like, what are they actually working on, like, as far as probably the multiplayer, but I kind of have a feeling they're also kind of reworking some of the graphics as far as just like the aesthetically, like maybe the faces and stuff. So I kind of wonder how it's gonna look again, like once they show it
Well,
again in 2018.
They definitely listened when people complained about it.
I think the actual picture that they showed, like the in-engine picture, if they get the game to look like that, then they'll be fine.
Yeah, it seems like a radical overhaul, but they'll probably just upgrade a little bit more. We'll
Make
see.
it look like PUBG, man. Just do everything like PUBG. That's the way to go.
Maybe they'll mess around with the shaders.
Yeah, my most anticipated game would have to be probably, if not Crackdown 3, since you already said that, I'd have to say something off the wall. Like, I'm a huge manga and anime fan, which I don't talk about on the show. But they announced a One Piece game that's open world. It's like a real actual game. Looks like Assassin's Creed, like
Yeah.
One Piece. So I want to play that shit. I
It reminds me
really
of,
want to play that.
Yeah, it reminds me of Naruto on the 360, like that open world Naruto game. It looks like that. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I want to play that, but I mean, Crackdown multiplayer. I wanna blow some buildings up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to go with State of Decay too. It's just
It's a
I'm
good
a
one.
big fan. I'm a big fan of State of Decay. I want to say Crackdown. I want to say Sea of Thieves. But when I
Don't
play
wanna
Sea
say
of Thieves,
Forza?
and I know how awesome it is, and I love Crackdown. I've always been a big fan of Crackdown, but Sea of Decay, the building aspect of it and settlements and playing with other people and like that game just sounds fantastic. It really does.
Yeah.
It scratches my itch. I'll say that.
Mm.
It's like what most people wanted the first one to be. So it's almost like a brand new game, almost, with all the co-ops and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And they probably have a lot more, chances to give expansions to that game because I know the first one had like 2 of them. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, for me, if Crackdown 3 can provide on the promise that they promised, I think that it could be big. But I got a weird feeling about Crackdown 3. When they showed it in the single player, they delayed it off of Gamescom, so I don't know what's going to happen with that one. I hope that they can get it up and running. The way people react to frames and drops and everything, if you think that game's going to run, flawlessly, you're in for that's a multiplayer only connected to the cloud type game where you're using calculations in the cloud. You're going to get hitches and you're going to get a little bit of a rough beginning. So I don't know. I kind of am tempering my what was lofty expectations of cloud computing and Crackdown 3 until they prove something, because at this point I talked about it too much. So for me, Forza Horizon 3, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm also looking forward to for what we know, and not overall, because that'd be pathetic, but I'm looking forward for the enhancement for Halo Master.
Yeah.
For me, that game, I stopped playing it because the achievements wouldn't pop. And there was a problem with the game, and it wouldn't register. So you would do something, and it wouldn't register. If they can get that game where it's an actual functioning game, and I think that they will, I want to go there and I want to experience it again. And I'll do it for the achievements or whatever. But I'm looking forward to that. But they're going to have some more stuff. I think they're going to announce Forza Horizon 3 and maybe something at the end of the year. I think that PUBG will be a solid exclusive for a while, or it's going to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game actually might stay Microsoft. That's
the boxes and shit. I'll say it.
Well,
I'll say console
listen,
launch exclusive.
But they mentioned it in some locations, but I think that the relationship works. That's why I think it's going to actually become something. So that'll be something that Xbox can add. But they signed a couple of games that I think are going to be out 2019 E3 and maybe play then. But Halo 6, I don't think is coming out. If Halo 6 came out, that would be by far my most anticipation. But I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I see them delaying that until 2019.
That's crazy, because that'll push Gears back, man. That's gonna push Gears back.
Well, they
They're
haven't
not gonna
released
release
both time. They might have to.
Gears and Halo in the same year.
No,
I don't think
but
it's a
you
huge
could put them
deal.
on 3-year cycles. Fucking push it off a year. That way people have time to really.
No, wouldn't that
get
be
hyped
4
for it.
years?
Or 4. Well, is it? Something like that.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're gonna like open up the world more, like because you see hints of it in 5, where you have the hubs and stuff. So it seems like they're almost gonna do like almost a Destiny thing, where you go different planets, and like maybe like customize like your chief or something. I don't know.
I like that. I know a lot of people had problems with those levels, but to me, it felt like them showing that they want to do more with them. They want to do more with the universe than just throw you in levels to shoot at aliens constantly. Like they want to actually get you involved in the story and the actual so that people in, like, for instance, you go to those hub worlds in Halo 5 And you're actually going up to the elites and grunts and saying that, you know, they're actually talking like beings and not just like fodder, you know?
Right.
Which is awesome. And they need to do a lot more like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this year in Xbox Uncut. We appreciate all of you tuning in all year, listening to us. We will see you next year. I don't even know what day we're going to start on next year. It's
It
probably
was a fun one today.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a good show.
We'll have a podcast on the 5th of January. Is the next Xbox Uncut podcast. But thank you so much for tuning in.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I may not be there because my anniversary is on the 4th.
Yeah. Yep.
So
understandable.
possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Knowing you'll be like, just
11 years.
Do you have
Congratulations.
do you have a doctor's note?
Yeah, she'll be providing it. I'm sure. She'll say, "Let's go do something. Let's do some fun."
But yes, so I'll wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and a wonderful New Year. And from everybody at Xbox Uncut, thank you so much for listening to us. We'll see you next year. Bye.
See you guys.
Yeah.